award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We got a great show for you today. We're on location at Perry's Mill Dam near Townsend. It's on the Little River, and it's a beautiful site here behind us. Mr. Matt Cameron's helping me co-host today. Thank you, Matt.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Loving this sunshine today, man.
Yeah, it's a little warmer today. Not too bad. Sun's keeping us okay, I guess. Not freezing to
Better
death.
than what we've had. It's not raining.
Exactly. We've got Eric Lowery and Robert Hawkins with us today. This is Robert and Eric, and we appreciate those guys being with us today. I met Eric over social media through Instagram and got to talking to him, and he's like, my dad works for the agency. And I was like, well, let's have a show, have him on, and have you on as well. So here we are, and it was kind of short notice, but I'm glad we're here.
That all transpired in just a matter of a couple of days.
Yeah.
We're tickled to have y'all down.
We're tickled to be here. Yeah, thanks for letting us come out, and thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah. So first off, I just want to meet everybody and get to know everybody. First, I want to start with Robert. Man, you've been working for us for a while on the engineering crew, and that's something we haven't really highlighted on Wildcast, and I'm glad we're doing that today to just kind of talk about what you guys do in the engineering side of the agency. But tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get into the outdoors? How'd you start working with the agency, and what led you to this point?
Well, it's always been something that you wanted to do as a kid, was be into wildlife, and like I said, it's something I've always wanted to do, and pursued it and just waited for that opportunity. It took me 10 years to get here.
Finding the right time.
Finally, right time and right place, and got on.
When did you get on with us?
I started in December the 16th, and I've been here this 16th will be 6 years.
6 years.
Awesome. So what'd you do before you started working for the agency?
Construction working.
All right.
Traveled around everywhere.
Yeah.
Hands on.
So did you grow up in the outdoors? I mean, you aspired to be working for the agency, so I assume you love to hunt and fish.
Yeah, love to hunt, love to fish, and like I said, had the kids to learn and teach coming up in their years, and it's just been a great opportunity.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what we like to talk about around here, is passing it on to those younger generations and sharing the love of the outdoors. And that's the second part of this show today. That's what we want to cover and talk about. But Eric, introduce yourself. You're a hunter, a fisherman, but you like to be behind the camera too sometimes.
Yeah, I like to hunt, I like to fish, but I really like to capture the moments. I like to take pictures, I like to film everything, so that's just a big part of my life. I have 2 kids myself, and my dad and stepdad, they both taught me the outdoors, and I want to do the same for my kids, and hopefully I can capture those moments, then they can have something to show their kids or just watch later on. I really enjoy that part of the hunt.
Yeah, that's awesome. Capturing the moment and being able to show it to them, that's even cooler. They love looking at themselves.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention, Eric works for TWRA, right?
Yeah.
So you do a little work for them out on the road?
Yeah, I do that. So during the week, I'll paint lines and put up signs, and then on the weekend, I'll get up in a tree stand and go hunt or throw out a fishing line. So
that's awesome. Living the dream, right?
Yeah, I guess. That's what they call it.
And
yeah.
You're in Johnson City now, is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I live in Johnson City. Born and raised in Greenville, raised up in Bulls Gap. Moved to Johnson City for my job, then found a couple places to hunt up there, so I'd like to hunt up there as well.
Heck yeah. That's something we definitely want to talk about in the second segment, correct?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Robert, I wanted to touch on the engineering side of things and what you guys do out there in the field. We don't have very many engineering crews. We've got, you can answer this better than I can, but
there's 2 other crews besides us. You got us with Region 4, then you've got one in Crossville, and then one down in Paris. And like I said, we cover lots of areas.
Right, so you have to kind of stretch the guys and work wherever it needs.
Yeah, wherever it needs to be. We may be in Bristol today and down on the Mississippi tomorrow. You don't ever know.
Oh, so y'all do go to
we go all the way down.
Cover.
So you're here in Region 4, which is the Upper East Tennessee area. Where do you live? Where do you work out?
I live in Bulls Gap.
Bulls Gap. All right, cool.
And that's Hawkins County, right?
Yeah.
You're
I'm on the Hawkins County Greene County line, so I'm right there on the line of both of them. So
it's your county, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about some of the projects you've worked on here in your area that you're that you enjoyed working with and happy that things came about and gave opportunities? Anything that stands out in your mind?
I guess probably my favorite one would have been at the Tellico Fish Hatchery, where we just recently completed the Wonder Warriors ramp and access to the creeks down there for the guys to fish. And like I said, the Wonder Warriors is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
The veterans and stuff. And like
God
I said,
bless
we
them.
got a lot of upcoming projects coming forward, including here at Perry's Mill. And with the floods and stuff like that, we got something that's going to step ahead of the others.
Yeah. So the ramp at Tellico, that is a handicap accessible, and it offers opportunity for folks to fly fish.
Yep.
And even cast a reel too. You don't have to fly fish off.
Yeah,
that
they've
little...
also, we recently completed one up on Watauga at Blevins Road. Mm-hmm. We just completed one up there a couple months ago.
Is it still underwater at the moment? Or
It's not at the moment.
Is that
It was plumb up in the parking lot.
Is that a handicap accessible?
Yes,
too?
it's handicap accessible too.
We just had the dedication not long ago, didn't we?
Yeah, it's
For that one.
back in December, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And did it get damaged when it flooded?
No,
Or was there just a lot of
no,
debris
it's
and
all
stuff?
still there, just a lot of debris.
Hey,
Good.
these guys know how to do it. They anchor these things down. I seen them putting in the one at Tellico. I was surprised at a lot of the work and a lot of the digging and concreting those pillars in and all the work that goes on before you see the surface of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of concrete to hold this thing down. We're anchored the rocks down in the ground and everything else to hold it in place for occasions to the floods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the one at Blevins Road, I think we've got almost 200 yards of concrete in it to hold it there for the flood waters and everything
I can see
else.
why now after this year.
Yeah.
Seeing those pictures.
A lot of rain. One thing I wanted to point out, I know sometimes you guys maybe get overlooked. You don't highlight some of the stuff y'all do and not enough, And
Yeah, that's true.
One of these things I wanted to get out in this show was just y'all do so much work and do so much great work. So I just wanted to make sure we highlight some of these areas today and thank you for what y'all do. What's one of the favorite parts about your job? When you're on a job, what do you enjoy most about it? You've worked in construction all your life, or some sort of hands-on labor. What's your favorite
The big
part about
thing's
your
just
job?
being outdoors. I love being outside. Even if it's raining, snowing, or whatever, we're still working, and we don't let it try to get us behind unless we just can't work. But I love doing what I do for the agency and stuff like that. And you don't know if you're going to be on a dozer today or cutting a tree tomorrow. It's just something different every day.
There you go.
It sounds fun. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing, I think I wouldn't mind some cutting trees and just getting
Grunt work.
outside, being outside. Yeah,
Physical labor.
you learn a lot.
Builds character.
Yeah, sure enough.
Indeed.
Yep. Well, where we are today, Matt had mentioned to me that this is a spot that's going to get some treatment fairly soon. Perry's Mill Dam area. A lot of flooding, a lot of things have happened here that the ramp and the access point is kind of washed away pretty much. Tell us what's happened here, Matt, and maybe Robert can fill us in on what's going to happen here to fix it up.
Yeah, I spoke with Tommy Whitehead. He's our regional hunter education coordinator, and he also coordinates all the access areas. So he says that their crews are going to come in and make some repairs to this. I don't know if the cameras show it or not, but the floodwaters, come all the way up here and have done a lot of damage and washed out this lower little drive down here. So from what I understand, they're going to come in and repair all that and make it a better point to launch paddlecraft, because this is a very popular spot for canoeing and kayaking, and a lot of folks fish down through to catch smallmouth from those. And so when they get above the dam right here, they wisely have to take out and portage around and then put back in, but there's no real landing on either side for that to happen. So I think they're looking at creating a good landing spot above and below the dam right there.
Awesome. That's something that's more popular these days and growing, those paddlecrafts and opportunities to get it in those tight spaces and fish these smaller bodies of water.
Yeah, guys fishing out of a paddlecraft anymore, I mean, you can sneak right in on fish. It's a lot quieter and probably a lot more relaxing way to fish.
For sure.
Do you fish that way?
I've been a few times. It's really fun when you're fishing top water out of a kayak. You're right there in the action, so that's pretty cool.
Slide right in there. They ever pull you around?
Yeah,
in those?
a little bit. You get big enough when they
Catch
will.
you a hog there.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going on here. I don't know if he has specific information on what they're going to do or any
The
ideas.
only thing that I can assure is that it's on the docket to be fixed, but with all the flood waters and everything else and the damage that we've got to catch up some of the more emergency areas that need to work.
Mm-hmm. And another one I'm familiar with is Rankin Access area up there in Cott County.
Yes, it's very bad shape, and like I said, it could be put above everything else right now. Not really sure. We just have to wait for our boss to give us the okay to start here or start at 421 Bridge, which is another access that we're fixing to start at. So
is that Boone Lake 421 Bridge?
I think it is.
I think so.
Crosses right there.
So.
Yeah.
So you guys are hopping around all over, but I think this does go unnoticed by a lot of hunters and anglers. Is who comes out here and does this work? And it's, in my mind, it's a simple thing. You know, you grade out a spot and you pour a concrete ramp, but do you all pour the ramp and slide it down in?
Yeah,
underwater?
we usually do like a 15 by 40 or a 15 by 60 pad, and we'll take the big dozer and stuff and slide her in the water, and then start from there and on the rest of it all the way out.
Work your way back up the hill then.
It's amazing to watch if you never watched one of these ramps pushed in.
Yeah, I've seen some video. It's pretty cool to watch them. I mean, it's huge. You say those numbers, but it's a big slab being pushed into those.
You gotta know what you're doing when you mount one of them big dozers.
The recent one we just done was down at Anderson County Park down there.
Yeah. Okay.
And we wasn't sure that we could even do it. We poured a 40 foot by 40 foot pad, and we've never done one that big and slid it in at one time. But once I got her moving, it went.
A lot of momentum there, huh?
I love that. I love it. So they put you behind the dozer pushing it in there.
I'm the one that does all the pushing.
That's great. That's awesome. Well, tell us some of your hunting stories, some of your fishing expeditions. What have you got into here lately? What do you enjoy the most being outside?
I like my fishing. I guess as I've got older, I've kind of got out of the deer hunting because the boys has moved on to hunt by themselves.
Yeah.
Like I was telling him a minute ago, I've got an 8-year-old now, so I'm started over again.
There you go.
You get to enjoy it all again.
Yeah. So fishing's the way to go for you right now then, I guess.
It is. It just depends on the season.
Well, what's one of the things that sticks out in your mind hunting with Eric here? What have y'all gotten into that stands out?
Probably the first deer he ever shot.
Yeah.
It was just amazing sitting there. He wasn't even shaking, and I was sitting there just shaking all over, waiting for him to shoot. Then he finally does shoot it. It don't even move. It just falls over, and he starts to holler and everything else. It's an exciting thing to do and see for yourself as a father of bringing your kids up and watching them grow in themselves too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Teaching them how to do it now. He's doing it with his own.
Yeah, he's doing it with his own, and I think his buck that he recently killed in the last deer season may make the Washington County record.
Wow.
For archery.
For archery.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that.
Well, actually, so I just moved to Johnson City, like I told you. I've been up there for a year, and I didn't really have no place to hunt up there, so besides public land, and I do hunt public land a lot, but I wanted somewhere like close to my house where I could be there 10 minutes or so. So I just started going around and door knocking on people's door. I was like, hey, do you care if I hunt? I just moved up here, basically introduced myself, and I think it was probably like 10, 12 times of knocking on doors. They were like, no, we don't allow hunting, this, that. I was almost to the point where I'm like, man, I'm not going to find a place to hunt. And then finally I knocked on a guy's door, and he said, well, buddy, all I've got's 4 acres, but if you'll bring me some deer meat, you can go and hunt.
Deal.
Well, yeah. I went and started putting out some trail cameras and didn't get anything big on camera, but I was getting, deer big enough to go and hunt. And so I hung tree stands. A buddy of mine, Taylor McCamus, he came up and hung some tree stands with me, and we hunted the velvet hunt. Didn't see anything. We was out there in the pouring rain. I mean, it was crazy. But we was up there hunting, and November 2nd, he ended up shooting a 133-inch 8-pointer off a little 4-acre plot. And 9 days later, I kept hunting out of that same tree stand. I killed a 144-inch 12-pointer.
Wow.
So, a lot of people don't really try to get out and get land because they just automatically assume nobody's going to let you hunt. Right. And, that is kind of the case nowadays because it's hard for people to trust one another. But I think if you just keep trying, eventually somebody will let you hunt, and you never know what could happen. So, moral of the story is just keep trying.
And did you make good on your promise to get him some deer meat?
Yeah, we got him some deer meat. He was tickled to death to see that. So
that's cool. Yeah, it's about a lot of respect. Just respect the landowner, respect the property. Close gates.
Exactly.
Don't leave trash, that kind of thing. And most time folks would be okay with it.
Well, and after I killed my deer, I told him, I said, now, don't be letting nobody come in here and steal my spot. He said, no, I've got 2 good hunters. That's all I need. So that's a good thing. So
100 per 2 acres there, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome. The same tree stand too.
Yeah,
man. Y'all are on the buck.
Within
run,
probably
man.
10 feet of the same spot of being killed.
Yeah, they died.
Both kills.
Yeah.
And both very nice deer. You showed me pictures of them earlier.
That's
So
pretty cool.
it was with a bow, right? So were you on a city property, or were you in the county?
Yeah, even though it is a small plot, half of it, if you look on the map, half of it is city and the other half's county. So technically you could use a rifle on one half, but the guy's probably like 80 years old. So that was his one stipulation, was don't use a gun.
Right.
Because he didn't want to get scared by the gunshots.
It's a small piece of property.
Yeah, it's right behind his house.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I dedicated the whole season just using a bow, and we both killed those bucks with bows.
So it can be done, because that's the number one question I probably get is, where can I go hunt? Where can I go hunt? Because, most of the property in Tennessee is privately owned, but I think people are afraid to ask.
They are.
I mean, you got turned down 10 or 12 times,
Yeah.
but that 13th time earned you 2 very nice bucks, you and your
Exactly,
buddies. So,
exactly.
that's a great lesson there. Just
really
don't be
cool.
afraid to ask. All they can say is no.
Yeah, all they can
And
say
they
is
didn't
no.
even include that in on one of them.
They wouldn't let you go.
Hey, I told him I would take him, but like he said, he's got an 8-year-old, my little brother, and all they want to do is run and play ball games. Ball games.
We're into the travel baseball right
Yeah.
now.
So don't blame it all on
I
me.
can relate. I got one does the same thing.
Yeah, sports are great. Sometimes they get in the way of the hunting and fishing, but that's okay. That's okay.
It is.
They're good too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about the work you do behind the camera. You like to take photos. You've shared some photos with us, and they're great, And I'm just curious how you got into that, and what do you enjoy about that?
So like 3 or 4 years ago, I got my first camera, and me and him went out and we was riding around looking for a place to turkey hunt. It was during the winter, and there was snow on the ground, and we seen this field with like 80 turkeys, literally like 80 turkeys, and so we
Might be a good place to hunt.
yeah, so we went to the guy's house and asked him for permission. Again, just asking, and he told us that we could. So we went back and started recording them. And it was the first time I'd ever recorded, and I figured out, hey, I can upload this stuff and share it with other people, maybe get them motivated to get out and enjoy the outdoors. So I started doing that, and I really just fell in love with it and just took it to a whole nother level. And I started really getting into the social media marketing and stuff like that. And now I work with a company called Dead End Game Calls, and I'm the social media manager for them, and I create a lot of content, photos, videos, and stuff like that. And Mitchell Johnson, you said you'd met him before.
Yes, great guy.
He is. He's a really great guy, and he's given me the opportunity, so I'm thankful for that. And, I hope one day to make a full-time career out of it. So maybe opportunities will, work out that I can do that.
You've got a great resume going.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Sounds like. Hooked up with a great guy. I heard him speak at a outdoorsman's dinner, sportsman's dinner in Rogersville a few years ago. A good friend of mine, J.R. Atkins, used to coordinate that, and Mitchell was there. That's where I met him at.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mitchell, I talked to him, and you all said you turkey hunted, so I figured I'd
Look at that.
bring you a little gift
Signature
there.
series.
Awesome. Hey, that's
It's even
cool.
red, white, and blue. It's patriotic.
Yeah, so
Hey,
if y'all
that's
know
awesome.
Mitchell, he does competition calls, and those calls are built by him, and he would take them on the stage and call with them. So
Wow.
if you can't kill a turkey with them, it's your own fault. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't the call's fault.
So
thank you very
You're
much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I figured you'd appreciate that and put it to good use. So
Shoot, yeah. I'll have to get some lessons on that one too.
yeah.
So where can you find Dead End Calls?
He's got a website, deadendgamecalls.com. We were on social media, stuff like that. So you can look him up. He's got YouTube, YouTube videos that basically showing you all the calls by hen. You can get on there and look and kind of learn some stuff from there. I'm kind of new into turkey hunting. Growing up, all we ever did was deer hunt and fish. During the spring, that cut into our fishing time, so we wasn't going to do that. But this is like my 4th year turkey hunting, so I'm really just getting into it. Last year we had a great season, and this year we're looking to have another great one, so hopefully we do. So,
Shoot, yeah. That's awesome. So
That's one of the funnest kinds of hunting. If y'all have never tried turkey hunting and want to do something
Yeah,
that is
I love
just,
it.
hey, because he tells you where he's at.
Yeah.
It's the craziest thing.
the adrenaline rush too.
I've never hunted anything that I enjoy hunting more.
They
I guess,
say
than
your first kill's addicting.
Yeah.
If you had to choose deer or turkey for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Oh, now he's interviewing us. Oh no,
It's a
man.
question.
Turn the tables
I
on
had
us.
to
Yeah, I
ask.
wasn't ready for this. I'm gonna have to go with the deer just because of the venison. I can get a turkey at the store. I can't get venison, and when you get that turkey and you get the breast out, there ain't a whole lot of it. But if it were just for the experience, it would be the turkey. I'm a meat hunter, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I like the
That's
antlers.
me. I want the meat, not the horns. He's after the horns.
Yeah, well, he gets
Well,
them both, though, right?
It's both.
You got to figure it out.
Hey, you
How
see
about
my belly? I like to eat.
Yeah,
about
I
you,
would
Jason?
say deer. I grew up deer hunting.
Yeah.
Like you said, I grew up in East Tennessee, down around Meigs County, and you never saw a turkey. So I didn't get into turkey until I moved to Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say deer.
I would have to say deer too. I think, whenever you started taking me hunting as a young kid, all those times of going and then finally, accomplishing my goal. You always dream as a kid of killing a 12-pointer. It's always kind of something you never think you'll ever be able to accomplish. And then this year when I did and I was able to put my hands on it, it's kind of like all those memories just flowed into one moment. It kind of built up for it. So, I enjoy turkey hunting, but it's not like that for me. Like deer hunting, that's what we always did.
Yeah.
Back when I used to take them, once they got up and could hunt for themselves, I said, well, you go here and I'll go here. Usually I'd wind up killing the big and they kill the small one or whatever.
Put him on the
they
ones,
wouldn't kill nothing. Now he's killed bigger than I have. So
You taught him well.
Taught him well.
He'd be 80 yards from me, and then kill a 130-inch 8-pointer, and I not even see nothing.
Wise. He's
But
talking
the
about
wise man, he scouted out a little bit better and sent him the other way.
There you go.
You got to make them earn them too.
There you go. You got your stand. He's got his, right?
That's right.
Well, tell us a little bit about the mentoring side. You said you like to shoot videos and put them out there to teach people or show them they could do it too and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's a mentoring opportunity that stands out in your mind? Anything recently or something just that stands out?
Well, every year with our local NWTF, we do the Will and Sportsman hunt. So, we'll either bring in like a handicapped person or maybe someone that's with the Wounded Warriors. We'll bring them in and take them on a turkey hunt. And that's always like one of my best hunts is to just go and sit with them and capture the moment and just watch them enjoy. Even if they don't kill, they have such an appreciation just to be out there. So that's why I think it's important what they do with the engineering department, making it to where we can do those type things. And like you said, they're really focusing on the handicap accessible areas. So, that's going to increase the amount of people that are able to go.
We take for granted these simple things as taking off up that ridge and going hunting or walking down the bank to
the
go
other
fishing.
guys can't even get there.
Can't. So God bless y'all for that and recognizing it.
Well, and he's, I think hunting, there's a greater purpose for it. It's not just to go out and kill an animal. I mean, you feel closer to the Creator. You feel closer to, it's like a spiritual thing for me. It's more than just going out there. I mean, and if you can pass that on to somebody, then you should. I think you should do all you can to do that.
Definitely.
It's up to all of us to replace ourselves as hunters and anglers, and part of the agency's mission is to do that. But if every outdoors man or woman would do that, then we can keep what we enjoy alive.
I think we need it now more than ever, really, because the pushback is greater than it has been. So
you're right. We're talking about electronics. Kids are on those.
Yeah, they're
all
worried
day.
more about Fortnite or Call of Duty than getting out here in the outdoors and
it's true.
experiencing game running around and just watching them.
That's true.
Like when we go deer hunting, I love sitting and watching them little chipmunks.
Yeah, and they wear you out too. You think a deer's coming.
That's just like it's past the end of the season. The area that we hunted, which is a WMA area, and I just started hunting it this year. Fox squirrels, you wouldn't believe. I mean, all kinds of them.
Beautiful
Big
too, yeah.
So me and the little 8-year-old, he wants to go squirrel hunting. So I said, when season's over, we'll go. First weekend we go, we've never seen the first squirrel.
That's how it works.
They know.
They know.
Yeah.
You got to sit in the trees now. My son asked me one day, come down, is it deer season? I said, no. I said, it's turkey season right now. He said, man, there's so many deer out right now. I said, they know the season's over with. We'd see 10 deer going to school one morning.
They carry the hunting guide, I guess.
Yeah, they know exactly what's going on. One thing I wanted to touch on was hunting in the mountains. How would you encourage someone to get out in the mountainous areas of East Tennessee and find these big deer? They're here.
Well, they are here, and sometimes, like we used to hunt a place over in Sneedville, and I mean, it's straight up. I mean, it's hard to go and get to one of those places, but once you get up there on top, it's flat. You've got 3 or 4 fingers coming together. You're in a honey hole. So it's kind of like life. You know, you work real hard, and eventually when you get there, it's all worth it. So
yeah, trust me, it's rough. I'm on hands and knees time I get to the top.
At least you got to go downhill when you're dragging them out, right?
Yeah, you just get there to the edge, just give them a push and let them roll to the bottom.
Yeah. So that's kind of how the mountain hunting is for us. But ever since we started hunting kind of there in Bulls Gap, we got a little bit flatter land, and it's a little bit easier, but, you know, there's still your challenges there, too.
Yeah, yeah. Something else I had not jotted down, we've kind of touched on the ramps and the water access and things like that, but what other work are y'all doing on our WMAs, and you're building roads and all kinds of stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, right now our main focus is the upcoming projects is new ramps, and like I said, there's a lot of work coming into the new ramps. You've got to build the parking lots and get them ready, then build the ramps and the entrances and stuff like that. It's tough at times, but like I said, I enjoy it, and we've got a lot. There's 8 or 10 that's on the dockets for this year. Like I said, I can't really say when they're going to be started or where they're at, but like I said, there's a lot on the docket for this year.
So what would work on the WMA look like if you were not around the water? What's something y'all are doing?
Well, we go to
like
Kiker's Bottoms. We've got several projects that's down there. Like I said, it's just one of those is whenever we can get there, go down and redoing some levees on the ponds and stuff that's busted.
Yeah, okay.
Putting inverters in.
Gotcha.
And we do a lot of work over on Lick Creek. They're getting ready to flood some more waters over there for the waterfowl.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the best duck hunting in East Tennessee, probably right there.
We go in over there usually. Let's see, last year I went over and dug a 3-mile trench just trying to find the old little clays that the old farmers used to drain back to the creeks. You may dig 2 foot and you might dig 10 foot before you find one of them.
Wow.
I'm talking about deep.
Yeah.
And
3 miles.
Yep. And that one that we're looking at this year with David over there, I think he said it may be somewhere around 6 miles of what we'll be digging over this year to get ready to flood some of the bottoms for the waterfowl.
Wow.
The Lick Creek Yeti.
Yep.
Dave Sams.
David Sams.
Little bitty fella. He has to duck when he comes in my office to get through the doorway. He's a giant.
Well, we appreciate you guys. I mean, y'all, thanks for everything you do for the agency. Thanks for everything you're doing for passing it on to the new generations and introducing people to the outdoors. It's great. That's what we need to be doing, and y'all are both doing it. We appreciate you. And
we appreciate you.
Follow Eric. It's eric.lowery.media on Instagram. So go check out some of his stuff and follow him. Check out deadendgamecalls.com and go buy a game call. Those are pretty cool. So thanks for for passing on that.
Hey, we appreciate the opportunity, and we're just trying to get more people involved. You know, that's basically the big goal, is to get more people involed.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do.
And it's time to practice your turkey calling now, not when you get in the woods that first morning.
Yeah.
Should have seen that thing.
That's what I sound like. I got to take friends that call for me. So
there you go.
Well, anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for being with us. Matt, thanks for co-hosting.
Heck yeah.
Help set this location up. Get out and enjoy the outdoors, and we'll see you next time on Tennessee Wildcast.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.